Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. My name is William Corax, and today I will be showing you Minecraft's new crafter. The crafter is a block being added into the 1.21 update that will, with redstone signals and various other contraptions, be able to auto-craft items and just shoot them out of this face on the front. The crafter has a 3x3 display, identical to a crafting table, with an output, but you cannot take items from the output by hand. You need to put a redstone signal through to get the output. When you have items in the crafter, it will show you what you are crafting. You can craft various items with various shapes. You can do whatever you'd like with it, essentially. It's just a matter of getting it the way you would like it. Whenever you're in the crafting output, if you would like to make an item that has blank spaces, you can click to disable the slots. Like say you want to make a pickaxe, there. Then you would have to hook up a redstone device that would put out 3 iron ingots and then 2 sticks, which would be difficult to manage. It's not impossible, but it would be difficult. Let me show you how the crafter can work with simpler items. Whenever it has the necessary requirements to build something, and you insert a redstone signal into it, it will then spit out the block that you would like it to have. With a chest in front of it, it will then spit it directly into the chest. This here is a simple little automatic compressor unit I've been working on. Other people have come up with identical units, so I'm not going to take credit for it. It's very simple. You have the crafter with a comparator going into a block, which powers a note block, which gives the observer signal, which hits this wool and powers the auto crafter. And then you have another auto crafter with 8 slots disabled with a comparator leading into this comparator, which is in subtract mode. So now this needs a signal strength of 9 to shoot anything out. Otherwise, it will do nothing. Allow me to demonstrate. See, it just automatically spits out a block. In fact, while I've got this here, let me show you how the hoppers insert the items into the auto crafter, from top left to bottom right. It's fairly simple, it's easy to understand. It's just a matter of getting it to work the way you want it to, which this circuit here does not. Allow me to get a hopper and I can or a piston, I can show you why. If I put the piston there, and then I fill this with iron ingots, you will see it will spit out the block, and then there's a second signal from the observer turning off that spits out nuggets. This leads to the device being completely unusable for my purposes. However, if this was slowed down just a tiny bit, it would work perfectly fine. How do we do so? By making 2 of them. So, the way this works is you take nuggets and you put the nuggets in there, and they'll compress into gold ingots. And let me just speed that up a bit. And then it'll shoot out a gold block. So this circuit compresses nuggets to blocks flawlessly, because by the time it gets another bar in here, the second signal is way over. And here's a quick guide on how to build it. You place 2 note blocks with two observers facing into them. You surround the observers with wool and then put wool on top of the note blocks. You put the comparators in this arrangement here, with 2 going into the blocks on top of the note blocks and then 2 going into the sides of them. Then you put the 2 crafters with 8 slots disabled on either side. And then on the back, you put one crafter going into another with the other facing outwards. It is a very simple circuit. It works flawlessly, and it is very convenient for large gold farms because this will make one chest equal to 81 chests on a conventional gold farm. So it will massively decrease your storage space. What you need for storage space. However, it can only do like compression with nuggets and such. With like this circuit is good for some items. Like it can compress nuggets into ingots, coal into coal blocks, raw stuff to go into the raw blocks, emerald and diamond into their blocks. Like it can do that fine. It cannot do anything to do with wood, pretty much, because crafting stuff with wood in this circuit will break it, because it will shoot out what you want it to craft and then buttons or something like that. This circuit that I've made after watching a recent Mumbo Jumbo video where he was experimenting with using standard comparator behavior to do it, I've made a smaller version of what I saw in his video. I didn't finish the video because I got too excited when I realized I could do this. But this you can make with any items as long as you want. It's infinitely expandable, and it will always work. The way it works is that these crafters on the back have 8 signal strength, which makes this 8, as you can see by my texture pack I have on for convenience. And these, once they fill up to 9, will send a signal, which will update this redstone to 9, which will power this observer, which powers this repeater, which powers the crafter, spitting out the item that you're trying to craft. And here is a quick little top-down view of how to craft it. Line of blocks, line of repeaters into those blocks, line of observers into those repeaters, redstone in front of the observers, and blocks on the other side. On top of those blocks, you put comparators. Above the redstone, you put more blocks. Above the observers, you put comparators. Both sides of the comparators going into the blocks you placed in the middle there. And then on the end, you place more blocks above the repeaters, and then crafters on either side. Like, it is very simple, and it is 100% foolproof, so long as you put the repeaters on 3 ticks. That is a necessary part that I forgot to do in this little example version I made. But, as you can see, it's a very useful circuit, and, like, let's see here. Okay, so I have a hopper full of iron, so let me show you an example of how effective this is. Just as it fills up, it will just spit out the items. And you can do this with any item you want to craft. You just have to hook up the input, which with these circuits can be very difficult. I am still learning hoppers and stuff to get that under control myself, but for now, I am very happy with my progress with the crafter itself. And I hope everybody who's watched has enjoyed this, and I hope that this video was informative. And I hope these circuits will make everybody's lives easier. Oh, and if anyone asks, this is the Corax Crafter. You will name it that, or I will find you. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you later.